Hello, tubers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And thank you for coming on Monday's live stream from Cooper's Thai Adventure, all about crypto. So, good morning to you all, and good morning, Mr. Brooke Schneider. Beautiful Monday morning, sorry, in Thailand. Fantastic weather.
Yes.
Just been out on the balcony admiring the morning sun coming up over the ocean there and looks absolutely fantastic. Now, what is happening in crypto? Well, today is the inauguration day for the new president of the US, and the stock markets are closed. FYI, in case you guys didn't know, on the inauguration day every 4 years, stock markets are closed in America. And Bitcoin got up to a nice $106,000 over this weekend. And the new president had a rally in the States, and was talking about his agenda going forward, what he's going to do. And I watched a bit of it. I had the live chat up there, and everybody's like, talk about crypto, talk about this, talk about that, in the chat. And it was going super, super fast, thousands of people watching it. And not one mention of crypto,
which I thought was odd.
I did.
Yeah.
I thought was extremely odd. And I flick over to my favorite crypto tracker YouTube channel, and next thing I know, Bitcoin's above 106 and it drops down to 99. So $7,000 drop, because a lot of people put money into his campaign on the promise that he was going to, change some regulations in regards to crypto, and make it easier to hold your own crypto, hold your own keys. The government doesn't have a right to take it from you. All this sort of positive things, getting rid of the old SEC commissioner, Gary Gensler, getting in a new one, and, appointing crypto czars and all this, and not one mention. So
I found that very strange. But then, as I said, you on the balcony, could be that he's looking to buy. You know what I mean? Set up that reserve.
Could be, yes.
But, yeah. After all, I mean, he mentioned basically everything else in that speech.
Yeah.
The borders, the tariffs, the, illegals, and, what he's going to do. He's going to create jobs, raise wages, solve the wars on the planet, everything but crypto.
Everything.
And that to me is very strange. Now, having said that, look at, in what, 12 hours he gets sworn in roughly. He's got a lot of executive orders, apparently.
Over 100.
Yeah, maybe that's where we're going to see it. So, I'm not going to get too worried, although I did find it strange.
Yeah, I was hoping he was going to give definitely a mention, because crypto has been on fire for the past, what would we call it, 5-6 days, depending what side of the equator you guys are on. It's been like 6 days for us, 5 for the US side of the world. Been absolutely on fire. XRP has ripped through it, and then also Solana's gone way up, and there's been a new coin to hit the market, and that's
Trump
called
coin.
the Trump coin. Now, when Trump coin was launched, I sort of thought, it's one of those memes, not going to do anything, not going to go anywhere. And about 2 weeks ago, it was sitting below 30 cents for a coin. It's now over $40. Wish in hindsight I'd bought. Would I buy now? No. The reason I wouldn't buy it now is because I think it's one of those sell the news events, and it's being artificially inflated. And I think a lot of people are going to get hurt on that one. You know, I could see it possibly going up as high as $100, and then
Oh
all
no,
of a
don't say
sudden,
that, man.
and
Don't
then
say
all of a
that.
sudden dropping down below $1. You
Yeah.
know, in bull markets, you have to be so careful with meme coins. You'll think, oh wow, this one's taken off. I better jump on it quick, and all of a sudden it's hit the top and it's coming back down, and you're losing while you're watching it drop, and you're trying to put a sell order in, you know, and it's already past it, you know, and you're going down further and further and further, and you know, trying to recoup some money back, you know. So
No,
always be
it's a meme
careful.
coin, which
Yeah,
means it has absolutely no use.
correct.
Okay. Other than the idea.
Yeah, it's an
Suppose.
idea.
Yeah. And why would you want to invest in that? It's like gambling, it's
Mhm.
speculation, but I don't touch those, nor
Oh.
do I recommend people look at it.
Mm.
It's again just a form of gambling, you know,
Mhm.
hoping that the next guy to pay more is, you know, stupider than the last guy, maybe. But now,
Exactly.
having said that, sure, there's probably people and stories of people making fortunes on these stupid things, but
Mm.
you know, slow and steady wins the race. So stick with something that's got actual value,
Yeah,
like Bitcoin.
exactly. And you were telling me that you got a topic you'd like to talk about today. Go for
I did.
it.
Now, there's several things in the news. I last Monday I spoke about this Misty MSTY
Yes.
pays the dividends, and I had said about putting that into my tax-free account. And okay, well, that worked out fine, except that they had a withholding tax from the US to the Canadian accounts. So,
Okay.
thanks to Dan, one of the subscribers, he lives here.
Yeah.
Danny said, look, Brooke, he said, they're going to do that unless it's in your RRSP, like your retirement savings account. Then it's zero deduction.
Okay.
So I just wanted to give a heads up to the Canadians watching on that. You know, check to see if you're putting it in your TFSA for the dividends, there's probably going to be a 15%, could go as high as 30, unless you have the right forms in there, deduction. Now, once it's in there, everything you pull out is tax free. So that you got to weigh that against putting it in the RIF. Now, the RIF, you'll get it all 100% of the dividend, but when you pull it out of the RIF, whether it's immediate or later on, then you pay whatever your current rate is.
So as long as you own the stocks and you're collecting dividends, there's no tax on it
in the retirement accounts. Correct.
Okay. But if you sell the stock, then you get taxed on that.
If you not really, not once. You can do whatever you're trading you want within your account.
Right.
It's when you pull money out of the account that you pay tax.
Okay.
Okay. So you can do all your trading in the retirement accounts. There's no tax. There's no gains. It's simply when you start pulling money out for a living or to buy something, whatever, that's income. And it's not dividend income. It's not it's income. So whatever your tax rate when you pull it out of the accounts is what you're going to pay in tax. So
right.
In Canada, I think the starting rate's 15%. So even if you got to pay that withholding tax, the more I think about it, you're better maybe in the TFSA because it'll always be tax free coming out, and your rate's fixed at 15.
Right.
So yeah. So that was part of it. I wanted to talk about that Trump coin, the meme coin. I think it's total speculation now. There's a billion tokens, just a little update that I found, a billion tokens minted or whatever. 80% are held by what's called insiders.
Okay.
So, whatever, people are the insiders, I'm sure it'll be a circle of friends and associates and that. And 20% was released to the market.
For people to buy.
For people to buy. And that's where all this speculation is on. Well, with anything and they have like the 80% that was issued to the insiders, they have what's called a lockup date. So those, $42 it jumped to, ridiculous. The insiders can't just go sell. You know what I mean? Because they've got what's called a lockup date. They are committed to hold on to those coins for a certain period. And usually it gets released slowly over time, right into the market. Well, guess when the first issuance is of the lockup? It's Inauguration Day. So there'll be more coins hitting the exchanges tomorrow, or when he's sworn in. So, just something I would personally stay away from. But other than that, I like Sol. It's had a good run. I don't own any, but it looks to do okay. XRP seemed to hit a bit of a peak, and now it's back off a little bit, but Bitcoin's going back up 101. So
yeah, and Sol is currently at 248.92, down only 2.7%. So and had a very good run up. XRP just under the $3 mark at 298, had an 8% retraction, but after it had a 70% gain. So still 60% up on the week. So excellent news for those that have XRP.
Well, and Sol last week I think was 180 something. So now you're over 230, 240. That's been really good. XRP, I think when Don was on, it was trading what, $1 something?
It was $1 something.
Yeah, and now it's right up there in the mid twos.
Exactly. Yeah. So doing very, very well.
Anyways, that's just some tidbits for the week.
Yeah. So let's see who we got online.
Daniel Hall, scary title.
Scary title. Well, yeah, we had to put that in there because when we talk about crypto, we're not just talking about Bitcoin and the top 10 behind it. ETH, Sol, XRP, and several others. We're talking about meme coins too. And I know people like to have a flutter with the meme coins, but you got to be careful. Don't put a large part of your bag in a meme coin.
Don't get caught. There's
yes.
FOMO in that Trump coin. Man, you'd see it just was rocketing. I mean, by dollars, per token. Don't get caught in that, guys. That's the FOMO, fear of missing out, kicking in. And you don't want to be trading when that's in play.
Yeah,
that's my
so if you're going to get into crypto, do it wisely. Don't invest too much, and only invest what you can afford to lose.
Yeah, well, in the meme coins.
In the meme coins, exactly.
If you got money you can't afford to lose, put it into Bitcoin.
Yeah,
because you won't lose it in the Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, that's kind of the idea behind that title. Heath McDaniel, good morning, good evening.
Good morning, Heath. Thank you for coming on here, and good evening to you.
Duke, millionaires minted in the last 2 days with Trump coin.
Yes,
18 cents to $65. I think it was over 70 at one time and down to 40. You talk about being, anyways, 18 cents. There you go. I was asleep during its launch, but hopeful others here got in for some good profits. Okay, let's.
I never thought it was going to take off. I really didn't. I thought it was what we like to call shit coin. It was going nowhere.
Well, it is.
That surprised everybody. I don't know any YouTuber that said, "Oh yeah, I bought into Trump coin," because they didn't. They thought the same thing as us. That it's going nowhere. So
there's no use case for that. So why would you?
Exactly.
Anyways, Robert Pierpont, I owe you a coffee, Brooke, and I'm glad I do. Well, anytime, Robert.
That was over the MSTY bet.
Okay.
Yeah, over the
yes,
percentage, of the payout. So who was right, you or Robert?
I was at 225, and I think Robert was $1.25, something like that. Came in at 227. So.
Oh wow, that's a good prediction. Very good.
Neither of us were exactly right. Maybe I was a little closer. Edwin Thomas Sr. Hello, gentlemen. Hope all is well.
It is. Edwin. Thank you, Edwin.
Daniel Hall, Danny Vega. He did mention Bitcoin during his Capital One event today. Oh well, that's good news.
Did he?
Yeah, I didn't see that event, so
I missed that one now.
Yeah, he was giving a speech. The one we were talking about was at a convention center, and he was giving a speech. Prior to the swearing in the next day. Heath McDaniel, noon tomorrow. Yes, noon. Can't come fast enough. True of that.
And speaking of noon, today we're going to be at Route 66. We don't have any dental appointments, either myself or my wife, Darlene. So we will be going there for breakfast, brunch, we like to call it, 11 o'clock. Everybody's invited that's out here in Thailand. Come join us, Route 66 Diner, good American, authentic American diner. All the food is imported and from the States, and it's just to die for.
Unlimited coffee.
Yeah, buy one coffee, get the rest.
Yeah, the only place in Thailand I've found that does that,
and it's good coffee.
Yeah,
very good.
I think
coffee.
Davey Geyser's getting a bunch of the Scooter Boys together.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah, good for
and
them.
I put a comment in. Yeah, I'll be there too.
Oh, good. So. It is good. Robert Pierpont was on a Yield Max subreddit the other day. Guy there has 20,000 MSTY shares. Wow, well, that's a lot. So he got over $4,400 in his dividend. When it was a $4 dividend, he got 80K. Yeah, wow. He would. Talk about insane income. My goodness. Now, again, guys, they don't own any stock on that. They simply play the options.
Yes.
These are professional traders. It's obviously a huge company because they got a lot of different stocks they do with this, and millions and millions of shares traded, but they play the option volatility on these stocks. And the reason these dividends distributions, it's probably a better term, on MSTY are so high is that it's obviously based on MicroStrategy. The volatility on MicroStrategy is the highest on the stock exchange.
Yeah.
So as long as that maintains, I could see these dividends maintaining, they're quite high payouts. Now, 227, the last payout was, I would call it kind of lower mid-range of the normal. I think the low's been $1.83 coop and the high's 404. So it's, kind of just slightly under half the average, you might say. So,
and somebody is a very, very happy chappy, and he goes by the name of Duke in the live stream because he just bought us 20 coffees.
20 coffees.
20 coffees, and says had a good few days in the market, so paying it forward. Thank you, Duke. God bless you, brother. I'll show it. There is the notification we get from Buy Me a Coffee when somebody buys us a coffee. Thank you, Duke. God bless you. Wow, 20. That'll keep us going for a couple weeks there. And if you're wondering how he did it, right there's the QR code for the Buy Me a Coffee. So thank you, Duke. God bless you, brother. And they're $5
I think there's a lot of us are going to have some good weeks ahead with Trump getting in.
I think there's a lot of positive things coming forward. I really do. Despite the speech that we saw, no mention of Bitcoin. They're saying that on his Capital One, he did mention it. Daniel Hall told us that in a previous comment today, that he did mention crypto. So maybe that's why crypto's on a rebound right now, because Bitcoin did drop down to 99,817. And it's now back up to 101, 150, 184, 192, 211. It's still going up. So, positive news there. I would like to see some new regulation come in regards to crypto. I want it more transparent.
Everybody does.
And what bugs me is you've got 10 ETFs, top 10 ETFs in crypto, in Bitcoin. I'll be specific here, folks. And they're buying shit tons of Bitcoin. But we don't see it on the exchanges.
Yeah.
Because they're buying OTC. OTC, under the counter, over the counter, whatever you want to call it, And it doesn't reflect the Bitcoin price. The new SEC chair that comes in today, Thailand today, America tomorrow, he has said that he wants to make it more transparent, and that if people wanted to buy Bitcoin off OTC desks, the OTC desk have to show how much they're holding, how much was bought, how much is left, and then that way it would reflect the prices going forward. Because the more demand, the more people buy, the higher the prices go generally, you know, and I really want to see that transparency.
Yeah,
moving
better
forward.
transparency is better for the markets.
I
Yeah.
believe so.
More of a true statement of what the heck's going on.
And the other thing I really want to see is I want to see that the ETFs that hold Bitcoin can trade 24/7, because Bitcoin trades 24/7. ETH trades 24/7. Solana, XRP. You know, I think this new SEC commissioner, he's going to give Solana an ETF. He's a big Solana buff. You know, he owns Solana. I think he's going to give XRP an ETF. I can see these things happening this year.
Yeah.
So I think with the times changing, so does the SEC and so does the stock exchange. Those stocks that trade 24/7, they need to be available 24/7.
Good idea.
Including the weekends. That's another thing I'd like to see. What would you like to see?
Well, and we're seeing it. We have a crypto-friendly administration. The prior administration was anti-crypto, as we all know.
Yes.
You know, they're have regulations. What regulations? Sue the guys. They were just suing everybody left and right. People were, you know, nervous what the heck to do in crypto. But with this new administration, it's very positive, very pro-crypto. He's already appointed people that are going to be in charge of making the regulations, overseeing it, who are crypto friendly.
Yeah.
So, you know, for the US, and he's right on that, they should be the leader in crypto. That's a smart thing to be, because it is the future. And they're going to have it. So I'm not too worried about that speech today. I think going forward, we're going to see nothing but positiveness in the crypto field. Even the fact of having regulations, you know, you couldn't get a straight answer out of the last administration, where now you're going to get that, which is good. And that's all people want, is give us the guidelines, you know, and we can operate with it. And the banks are going to be allowed to hold it, which is
that's
a good
a
thing.
big one. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so there's a lot of positiveness going forward. And so it'll probably start with the executive orders today, hopefully, and we'll go from there.
What about tax?
Where
do you think crypto should be taxed at, or not taxed at all? Should it be designated a currency?
I think he's indicated rumors that it'll be tax free. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think if you're making a gain on something like that, there should be something paid, but who knows? There is crypto friendly countries on the planet where, you know, you got a lot of coins you're probably going to move to, because you know, there ain't no tax there. So we'll see what he says on that. But
let us know your thoughts. What would you like the new administration to do in regards to crypto in the comments below, and we'll read them out on the live stream. If you're new to the show, you have to be a subscriber to put a comment in. It doesn't cost you anything. I know YouTube calls it subscribe. They should really call it show me more, or, you know, I want to watch this, or I want to be a member, whatever. I don't know why they call it subscribe. There's no fees involved for you as the viewer. So you just hit the subscribe button. It's free, like I said. Wait 60 seconds. That's we put it on the bare minimum settings. Type your comment in, it'll pop up. We'll read it for you live on air.
Lost Boy, hello tubers. Bitcoin's going crazy.
It is a lot of volatility right now in Bitcoin. Had a almost $6,200 retracement, and now it's coming back up. It's gained back $2,300 right now. So going back up. It's sell the new rumor, buy the news event. Is he going to say something? Is he going to do this? Or, and that's what it's all about. I expect, if he does sign one of his executive orders for a strategic Bitcoin reserve today,
that'll be big.
Watch out. We're going to have big, huge jumps.
Yeah. DJ on the bounce. Good morning, everyone. 4 days until I head for the airport, but who's counting?
See you soon, DJ.
Yeah, you'll love
Congratulations.
Queen of Coins, rent 4-bedroom house in Wahin. There you go.
Yeah. Wahin's a nice area.
It is.
We've been over there. We liked it.
Yeah.
It was nice. A bit more quieter
I
than
think quieter, I was gonna
jumped
say,
in and
yeah.
Hatia, but nice.
I've heard nothing, but good about it.
Mm.
Some people, if they're looking for a little more action, maybe, I mean, I've had people go and decide to come back because they just
A little too quiet.
a little too quiet for them. But hey, if you're looking for that, the beaches are beautiful, and
Yeah.
the restaurants are decent,
Mm.
and so it's a good size city, and it's only 2 hours from Bangkok.
Yeah, it's
So
not far.
yeah. Duke Coop, you are mistaken on the Trump coin. The official one from the Trump camp was made 2 days ago. Okay, the one you're referring to is some random one. That's the problem when you get with these meme coins.
You don't know which one's
No,
which.
they'll use the name Trump, and everybody thinks that's the one. Like, oh, so
Well, thank you for the correction, Duke.
yeah,
Much
and
appreciated.
just another reason why you want to stay the heck away. You
Yeah.
think you bought one coin, and you find out too late you didn't.
Mm.
You bought the shit coin. They're yeah, no, stay away, guys.
So it was a play on name, was it?
Well, yeah, and they're gonna, milk it for all it's worth.
Well, I'll blame my head researcher. That's Mr. Brooke Schneider here. He came over and told me all the news. I was like, okay, we'll put it in the live stream. I did zero research on it, but I heard it was coming out. Yeah, I just went by old grandpa over here.
Anybody that's made money on that Trump coin, yeah, fire a comment and see.
Yeah, I think Duke did. He just bought us 20 copies. He's really
well, maybe
happy.
he did. Yeah, maybe he's Mark Schaefer. Trump has a million different things going on and being pulled in a million different directions. He would be.
Yeah,
I wouldn't read anything into him not mentioning crypto. Okay,
I thought that too. Those were my thoughts today, Mark. I was thinking, man, this guy's got over 100 executive orders he's going to sign on day one. He said some of his advisors said, no, spread it out over several weeks. And he's like, hell no, I'm doing it on day one, because I'm not going to let it get to the wayside, and then forget about doing it, So I'm really, really fingers crossed that executive order, for the strategic Bitcoin reserve is going to be in that 100.
I think it will. And
well, the betting odds have now got it at 65%.
70.
Poly market.
Yeah, 70%.
Has it gone up?
Yeah, I saw yesterday it was up to 70%. And that's where they put their money. So that's
because I looked at Poly market on Friday, it was at 65.
Yeah.
So if it's at 70, fantastic.
Hi from Queens, New York. Spent the weekend preparing for 6 inches of snow. Had the blower ready and just the dusting with a few hours left. There you go. Can't wait to retirement and warmer travels. It's beautiful here, man.
I bet you can't, W. And how far are you out from retiring? Let us know when we could expect to see you over here in Thailand.
Yeah.
Be great to meet you, brother.
Cost of living here, guys, you can come over a lot earlier than you think. Macaroon, hey guys, is Pommy okay? His channel has gone dark.
As far as I'm aware, Palmy's okay. I haven't spoken to him for a little while now. I have no idea. I'll message him later on today and make sure he's all right and let him know that you're concerned about him, Macaroon.
I've met him once. I don't know much about the situation other than I was told he had a court case and won it.
He did. He won.
He had invested in a bar. And,
against his Thai girlfriend, which is a rarity to win against a Thai in Thailand, but he did it. He won. And, he had all the evidence that he needed, and all the paperwork, and that's what won his case.
Yeah.
Yeah. So be careful when you go into business over here, folks, because we can't own the whole business. We can only own 49%. Thai's got to own the 51%. Make sure that, you got everything, legal and done through lawyers and protect yourself. But I'll catch up.
Don't invest in a bar.
Yeah. I'll contact him later on today, Macaroon, and find out how he's doing. I do consider him a good friend and a nice guy, really nice guy.
James might know. DJ on the bounce. MSTY is paying for my next 3 months in Thailand and will keep paying me while I am there. Correct. They pay monthly.
Now, I do like the idea of MSTY. What I don't like is getting into it now. And before I said I was on the fence, now I'm saying definitely not.
Why?
And here's why. If this strategic Bitcoin reserve happens, and I know I talk about it a lot, folks, if it happens, Bitcoin's going through the roof. If they commit to the 1 million coins over 5 years, that's gonna. I agree with Sailor. That's gonna send the price of Bitcoin north of $500,000 a coin. Because I think a lot of other nation states are going to have to jump on the bandwagon. They
Game
have to.
theory, yes.
Yeah, game theory 101. And I don't want to put, and buy 2,000 shares of Misty to get $3,000 a month or 2,000 or 5,000, whatever the dividends pay on that particular month, and miss out on a potential, $400,000 gain.
Forex, say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what scares me. That is chump change in comparison with the gains that Bitcoin could possibly make. Where I would be more than willing to get into Misty is after the bull run. During crypto winter, where I can say, okay, Bitcoin is going to be in a low for the next 2 years. It's hit its rock bottom. I would like some supplemental income. Yeah, I could take my profits that I made from Bitcoin, roll some of them into Misty. I would obviously buy the dip back into Bitcoin and get even more Bitcoin than I do now. But then I would have supplemental income to help me with Misty during the crypto winter, we call it, until crypto spring comes along and Bitcoin starts going back up again. That's my thoughts on it. Why I am holding off and I haven't gotten into it yet is because I still think there's a lot more gains for Bitcoin
to be made in Bitcoin
this year.
I got you.
And alt season is about to be taken off too. So I want to hedge my bets, wait it out, and then after it's finished, then look at taking some profits, buying back in on the dip, and then also get some Misty shares and collect a dividend.
Yeah, and I think that's, and I understand where you're coming from. Everyone's situation's different. Someone who's really can use a monthly check, something to count on, maybe could look at Misty at this point. Especially if you already got some Bitcoin sitting there, well, then, maybe, hey, diversifying into the Misty gives you the best of both worlds. You got the long-term gain from your Bitcoin and you got the monthly check to live on from your Misty. So, analyze your situation, definitely do your research on Misty, but there's situations where, people, can use that monthly check. And, we have subscribers, good friends living here in Thailand that have done extremely well.
Yeah.
Like doubled their money, guys, in 9 months just from dividends.
Yeah.
So go back and do your research and see if it fits your situation. And, as DJ says, he's paid for his next 3 months staying in Thailand, and he's going to get a monthly check while he's here. So
exactly.
Yeah, pretty nice.
So well done to you, DJ. And now out for the biggest news to hit this week is MicroStrategy, the shareholder vote.
Okay.
On the 22nd. And MicroStrategy wants to increase their amount of shares from a couple 100 million to, I think it's 10 billion shares. What say you, Mr. Schneider?
Oh, I'm all for it.
You're all for it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
But that's going to dilute the price of the shares that you've already bought.
No. That's all.
And I bought.
Yeah, that's all fallacy. Normally, when they issue extra shares, that does happen. But because he's buying Bitcoin with the funds, and really the shares are at a premium to the Bitcoin price, we as shareholders end up getting more sats, more Bitcoin per share every time he buys. So it's a win-win. He's got an infinite money glitch there. He also is getting approval for, preferred shares, convertible bonds, and he's a smart money man. And there was a concern. Oh, what about the debt? Raul Paul put out I think a fake news type of thing. it's like 20%. He's under 20% of debt to asset ratio. Well, there's a lot of companies that's exactly the best situation to be in, and he's one of them. So he knows how to manage the debt. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't that, and that vote will pass, by the way.
Yeah. Now, do you think there's going to be a stock split
Eventually?
Yeah.
There was one, I think, when it hit 1,200 or 1,400, whatever.
No, I meant with the new issuance of shares. Or how's he going to reward the shareholders? Is he going to give a 10-to-1 stocks as a reward for allowing him to issue more shares?
How is he going to reward the shareholders? He's going to buy more Bitcoin.
I know
that. So that's how you get rewarded. The stock splits have nothing to do with being able to issue more stock. It has to do with the price. When it gets to a certain high level, they'll say, well, fine, it's not that liquid for the average Joe. Let's do it like a 10. I can see another 10 for one.
I can.
Once it gets up
That's
to 1,000
my prediction.
or more.
Yeah.
And which would be nice. You know, I prefer, those splits, because it gives you more versatility what to do with the amount you have. Like if you only got 100 shares and you want to do an option, or you need some money, what are you going to do? Sell 5 shares? Where if you got 100 shares and it does a 10 for 1, now you got 1,000. Well, it's a lot easier to sell 100 when you got 1,000. You know what I mean, or whatever. So yeah. I'm not too interested in the vanity coins. Yeah, the meme coins that came out. Give me a U.S. Mint gold proof and keep it in my bank. Yeah, there you go. He's right on that. I think he's talking. Yeah, gold. So yeah, he's a gold bug there.
Yeah.
Good for you. Lost Boy, I'm thinking about buying some MSTY, but how can that yield continue? I'll tell you how it can continue, because they simply do like buy and sell puts and calls, which is fine. A lot of people do that, right? It's a way of hedging and, trading. And they know what they're doing, and they're playing the volatility. And as long as the volatility stays, high volatility means there's high premiums.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If there's no volatility in a stock, there's virtually no premium on options, because, the thing doesn't move, right? Yeah. So the higher the volatility, the higher the premiums can be generated on calls and puts and that. And that's what they're playing. They're playing the spreads there. And so it's continued for, months, and it's paid for months, and it will continue, provided the volatility keeps going. Personally, I see that volatility continuing. Bitcoin is volatile. MicroStrategy is based on Bitcoin, so it's like a leverage of volatility, and I can see that continuing. So yeah, I think those, in fact, if anything, my God, it might even go back to the $4 a share, because I can see volatility maybe even going up a bit. When you get, yeah, anyways. Do your research on that. Live and learn with Mike. Good morning, DJ Cooper, Brooke, and Darlene. Doing my morning walk on Jumpton Beach. It's beautiful in the mornings down there.
It is.
Listening to my favorite people.
And thank you, Mike. I'm jealous. I wish I was down on the beach with you, brother.
Yeah,
my favorite part of the day.
My gym's down there, so I'm, seeing the construction continuing there, and I love having a coffee at Branch 66, or it's Branch something or other. No, Roots, and Kiwi Bar too. So yeah, lots of nice things down at the beach. Live and learn with Mike. Bought some more XRP on the drop. Okay, well,
smart man.
Yeah, there you go. John Bain, greetings from Siem Reap. Headed back to Hua Hin today.
Okay, thank you for the update. But John, have a safe journey back to Hua Hin.
Now, where's Siem Reap?
Cambodia.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, bingo. Frank T, excited about Trump administration and its pro-Bitcoin stance. Hopefully Bitcoin becomes a U.S. Treasury reserve. That'll be a game changer if it does, and I think it should, and I think it will.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a huge game changer.
Yeah. I think it'll give the U.S. government a lot of flexibility and help with their deficits and, bond issuances. You can do some of these bond issuances backed by some Bitcoin, and then you'll get interest. Duke, Lost Boy, I have the same concern. Feels like a Ponzi, but I'm a degen, so I'll keep milking it till the end.
Yeah.
think he's talking about that Trump coin, is he?
Is it? Yeah.
Chris Wheeler, I'm going to find you some insulated Bitcoin Speedos, Brooke, for the cold pool. I'll be there in April. Y'all need anything from the States?
No, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, we're good here.
Yeah.
Just bring yourself and
just a smile, a handshake, and a good to see you.
Yeah,
That's all I need. Yeah, but thank you for that.
Thanks, Chris.
Offer,
Good seeing you. Yeah, we'll see you again when you're here, and we'll definitely be in the pool.
Yeah.
Duke, is Misty Distributions? Oh, sorry. If Misty Distributions maintain, shouldn't we all be getting a $1 million loan to buy before distribution date? Collect dollars and sell the shares to pay back loan. Rinse and repeat.
Doing the MicroStrategy play, I would never borrow money to put it in crypto. I just wouldn't. I think that's too risky.
Yeah. I know what he's saying though about Misty. See, Misty, now here's the thing, Duke. Sometimes right after the distribution, the stock prices dropped a bit. And let me give you an example. If they've distributed $3 or $4, the stock might have dropped $1. You know what I mean? So really, you know, you're getting $1 return of your capital is the way I look at it, and the rest is like a dividend. So, but you know, I wouldn't do it a big amount like that. You know, if you want to borrow a little bit, you got a line of credit, throw it in there, because you should easily be able to make your interest payments and on the loan just from the dividends and still have money left over.
I still think that's
risky. I know, you know, you're not a risk taker, and I wouldn't do it, but hey, that's there is people that say, hey, fine, I got enough assets, I think I'll borrow a bit and let's see how this thing, and just put the whole dividend against the loan, you know. If it gets
risky for me.
Mark Schaefer, more transparency would bring more volatility.
It possibly would.
Yeah.
Or bring more volatility, but then volatility is your friend. That's where you're going to make your most gains.
Yeah.
You know, selling calls, excellent way to make money. Excellent way.
Yeah. Volatility is vitality. And yeah, so yep. But more transparency is definitely better than anything.
Yeah, and I agree with Duke there. More volatility means more profits.
Yep.
Yes.
Ditto.
Definitely.
Vegan Warrior, ETFs are not Bitcoin. It's only redeemed in cash, not Bitcoin. Yeah, that's true, but you're investing in Bitcoin. If you're leaving it there, you know, it's going to track it. So if you have to get your cash out and you want to, you just take it out and you buy Bitcoin, put it on a cold wallet. So to me, it's a wash that way.
Yeah. But yeah, you are right.
DJ on the bounce at Duke, there are people taking out HELOC loans, home equity line of credit. Gotcha. And using it for Misty or just using margin. True. Yeah, that's definitely probably happening. And
oh yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
At Robert Pierpont at Duke, you can get margin for like around 5% interest, depending on the broker, and Misty pays around 100% per year. Correct. It's like, what could go wrong? You could do that, but you could blow up your account too. Yeah, what could go wrong if the share price dropped dramatically, or if volatility tends to level out? You know, yeah, that could definitely affect the income, the distribution, consequently affecting the share price. So, you know, you could be underwater. Keep in mind, guys, if you buy, I think the shares are around $30 now.
Yeah.
You know, you buy the shares at $30 and they drop to $20 in 3 months. All those dividends you got don't even pay that. So, you know, there is risk to that. So, you know, you got to do your research. Duke, I got enough to play 6 figures on Misty, but someone about its super high distribution something makes Spidey senses tingle. I made $3K in 3 days trading it and getting distribution. Okay, well, you know, that's Duke. So what you have there is an unknown. There's something in your gut saying, I don't know, there's something here I'm not sure about. You got that tingly feeling. Do more research. Just continue to do your research. Go back check out the 9-month history of the distributions. Go on to YieldMax ETFs. They have the website. Check out that. They'll even list what they're holding as far as how they do the options. So the more familiar you get and the more comfortable, the easier it is to do the investing in it. So Vegan Warrior, volatility is a wonderful thing. It's literally on sale.
Yeah. You know, when the stock goes down, buy in. You know, when Bitcoin goes down, XRP, Solana, Ethereum.
Yeah.
When it goes down, buy. It's going back up.
I've noticed the volatility on MicroStrategy is up slightly, which is a good thing. So they have your historical average volatility, and I always look at the current and compare that to the historic. And if it's above the historic, yeah, you might want to be selling some calls on your stock. And if it's below, yeah, maybe you want to buy calls and, you know, wait for it to jump back up. But anyways. Majestic work. Love your videos showing condos. Was thinking of coming over to your area. Wondering if you have any available in your area. Cheers. Love the crypto chat.
We do have availabilities from time to time. Joe, who is the property developer here at Grand Park 1 and 2, he is saying that he's full up until the end of April. But there are other agents out here that do have units available currently. So it's good to shop around. Alan Bolton, the biggest agent in Pattaya, it would be a good starting place. You can find them on Google. Do a Google search for Alan Bolton. They do have a Facebook page and a website with and listing their availabilities.
I don't think there's a problem finding accommodation.
No.
Yeah, and you can still get deals too. Robert Pierpont at Duke, it's volatile. They play the volatility of MicroStrategy, which plays Bitcoin, which is quite volatile. If the volatility stays the same, then the dividend would be around the same, correct?
Yes. Yeah, the more volatility, the more dividends you're going to get.
White Lime, if you're planning on buying a boatload of Bitcoin, you wouldn't announce it to the world. He's talking about Trump.
Yes.
And I think that's same. That's what I said on the balcony. Maybe that's what he's doing. He's buying the Bitcoin while it's down. Robert Pierpont, Cooper, if Bitcoin goes to 500K, then the MSTY options will go through the roof. Call options can gain, yeah, that's true, gain over 1,000% when a stock just doubles. If the MSTY options go up that much, the MSTY dividend would be huge.
But would it be $400,000 huge? No.
No.
And that's what I'm looking at, Robert. Believe me, I'm all for MSTY. I think it's a great way to earn a passive income here in Thailand. I think it would be fantastic to get into in the bear market. But right now in the bull market, I just think there's just too much going on. And Bitcoin has the potential to go from 150,000, which is what a lot of forecasters said before there was ever an announcement about a strategic Bitcoin reserve. They had the top in about 150. Now, a lot of them are saying the top's going to be well over $500,000 if the strategic Bitcoin reserve happens. Well, the betting markets now have it a 70% chance it's going to happen.
Okay.
So I really, I'm inclined to go with the betting markets on this one. And I think there is a 70% chance or better that it's going to happen. And I just want to maximize my profits and then look at getting into MSTY later on down the road.
I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
As far as Robert's there, though, he's got a good point. Like if Bitcoin keeps going up, we assume it will.
Yeah.
I can see MicroStrategy following, not exactly day to day, but over the trend, over the long term. Yes. And that should cause the price of the MSTY shares to go up. Now, Bitcoin might do a 5x, like you say, to 500,000. I don't know about a 5x on the MSTY coin, the MSTY share, but it definitely would go up somewhat, in my opinion. In the meantime, guys that want a monthly check, it's going to be okay.
It's going to be a fantastic
It'll keep
check
paying, and it probably will go up, guys. Yeah. Duke, in crypto winter, MSTY distribution would be low as the price lull after the drop on MSTR wouldn't have the volatility that produces the high distributions. I think you're absolutely correct, Duke. The question is, are we going to have a crypto winter? And if so, when? But I'm not so sure. There might be a perpetual bid going forward for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So, it's not like the old days. The adoption is growing tremendously, and that couldn't put a floor under the Bitcoin price. So will there be reversals? Oh yeah, I mean, you know, but if it gets to 250 and drops to 190, who's upset? The guys that bought above 190, I guess.
Exactly.
But, Robert Pierpont at Duke, exactly. Cooper is looking at this backwards.
Maybe I am. Maybe I am. I just think there's a lot of volatility there, right? Still left. I think Bitcoin is going to go way, way up if this announcement happens later on today. And you know, I'm one of them ones. I like to play the safe bet, Robert. And for me, MSTY is good, but Bitcoin is excellent right now for its chances, and that's where I'm going to stay. Will I be getting into MSTY? Yes, absolutely. But I want to time it right.
I see.
And I want to time it right for me. It may not necessarily be right for you.
Cooper wants to time the market.
You know, yeah, I do. And you know, as far as getting less money during the winter season for crypto, you're absolutely right. It will be less because there'll be less volatility. But it gives me the option to buy 2 or 3 times more than what I wanted to buy in MSTY.
I gotcha.
So, and the best time to buy would be crypto winter. The prices will be way down. The dividends will be down, but it would be, you know, buying for a future date when I know I'm going to be making a big income, you know, and, you know, quite possibly in the next bull run, you know, crypto spring comes in there. I could be making somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 a month with the amount of shares that I plan on buying in MSTY. I'm going to wait till the shares go right down. I'm going to wait till Bitcoin. Well, I'm going to sell my Bitcoin at the top, close to it, and then look at buying in MSTY. My MicroStrategy, I'm not going to sell that. I'm going to keep it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your Tesla?
And Tesla, no way. Okay. I'm not selling that for love or money.
Good for you.
Because I believe that Tesla's got a hell of a lot of room to grow. MicroStrategy right now is below fair market value. The fair market value has MicroStrategy at $440 a share. It's currently at $398. So there's going to be a nice price increase there when they release their Q1 earnings.
We hope.
So looking forward to that too.
Billy Mayfield, the diluted shares in MicroStrategy is why I sold. If Bitcoin falls, the music will stop. Waiting for a pullback. Good luck and thanks. So, you know, you sold it because of the dilution, but in reality, Billy, these shares that he issues, they do, you know, the share count does go up, you know. However, he's buying Bitcoin. So for every MicroStrategy share, you actually end up owning more Bitcoin. And if you go back and look at the history, you know, and if it continues, which means MicroStrategy sells at a premium to the Bitcoin holdings, and then he buys Bitcoin with it, which he consistently does, your ownership of Bitcoin per share constantly goes up. And after they say, like, so if you had one coin value currently, in like 10 years, you'll have almost 4 with no more shares. It's just the amount of Bitcoin per share keeps going up as he continues to buy Bitcoin with the shares.
And that's over a 10-year period?
Yeah, I think it was 5 or 10. It's something. There's, you know, do your research, have a look at it. It definitely goes up. Goes up every time he buys. So that's good. Roger Walker, good morning, Darlene, Cooper, and Brooke, and everyone from Da Nang, Vietnam. That's supposed to be quite nice there.
It is. It is. And James has actually gone over there. He's there now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if you see him, Roger, say hello for me.
Lost boy, hit the like button, everyone. Oh, yeah, we forgot to mention that.
Yeah, if you're watching, hit the like button. It's free. It doesn't cost a penny.
Yeah. DJ on the bounce. Cooper is right. Bitcoin will always do better than MicroStrategy, which will always do better than MSTY, assuming you buy at the right time.
Yeah.
Now, I probably would disagree with that statement. I think MicroStrategy, because it's a leverage play on Bitcoin, will do better in the long run. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what I mean by better, I'm talking percentage wise. Bitcoin goes up 10, I can see MicroStrategy 15, you know, things like that. The MSTY, well, it's going to track both, you know, to some extent. But again, it's based on volatility, not necessarily on the price of Bitcoin. It's based on the volatility, which should be high, and I think will maintain, you know, a high volatility on it. So time will tell.
Well, I think if you're in any one of those three, Bitcoin, MicroStrategy, or MSTY, you're going to do well.
Yeah. Robert Pierpont at DJ just bought MSTY doesn't hinge on how well MicroStrategy does. It's how volatile it is. That's the bottom line.
Yes.
It's based on the volatility.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's fun. It's funny. Bitcoin is very volatile. MicroStrategy is a leverage play on Bitcoin. So if anything, MicroStrategy's volatility will be higher typically always than what Bitcoin is. So, but Robert's right. Like MSTY is strictly, they don't own any MicroStrategy. They don't own any shares. They strictly play the options volatility on MicroStrategy. So he's correct on that. Les Brown and his band of renown. Stocks drop pre-market by the amount of the dividend, and it opens at that price. He's talking about the date the dividend's paid, typically. But it's funny, if that happens, it ain't too long in most cases where that stock price is back up to where the dividend was issued. So you just, if you're holding on, you're probably doing the right thing. FPB Crypto, wish to be joining you at Route 66, but now in beautiful Chiang Rai. Where's that?
Chiang Rai.
Chiang Rai.
Yeah.
Okay. MSTY give dividend, but MicroStrategy is much more volatile and went up much more than MSTY in the last year. Yeah, the dividend is good, but
yeah, the dividend is good. I got to give it to you, Brooke. You did a smart buy on that. But like I said, I'm gonna hang out. Be nice to know if I'm wrong, you know. And if it is, I'll be more than willing to put my hand up. But my gut feeling, and this is me personally, and you guys should have your own gut feeling too, what you think is the better option for you. You know, I'm not saying MSTY's a bad option. I'm just saying that I think there's more gains to be made right now with Bitcoin.
You're looking at the fastest horse in the race.
Correct.
Which you think is going to be Bitcoin and MicroStrategy over MSTY. Yeah. And honestly, I probably agree with you for the next 30 days.
Yeah.
Then we'll see. But you know, things can FOMO quickly in Bitcoin and MicroStrategy with Trump if he announces this reserve and everything else with it. But they'll tend to revert to the mean. They'll tend to settle down, and maybe that's the time to look at it at MSTY.
Yeah.
But, yeah, interesting times. So Les Brown.
I love the debate we're having on here. I love it. I love the feedback. Keep it coming, guys.
Les Brown, getting big premiums a few months out, selling high $100 puts on MSTY. Whoa. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. He's looking at hedging his bets and making even more money.
Yeah. Yeah. DJ on the bounce, just looking at the math, if you put the same money in each of those, Bitcoin, MicroStrategy, MSTY,
okay,
and dripped MSTY. I don't know if they have a drip plan, guys, believe it or not. You wind up with the largest amount if you go with BTC. Interesting.
What's drip? I don't know what that means.
Reinvestment plan. And typically you get no fees on that. The companies automatically put, you know, your distribution back into the company shares, right? So your share count continually grows. You don't really see the cash. You just see more shares every month, right? And a lot of people did it because, number one, they didn't have to worry. Number two, there was no fees, which was nice, you know. But nowadays, a lot of these things have no fees to begin with. I don't think the company YieldMax does have a plan like that. Don't know why they don't. But it's simply easy to reinvest the dividends in the shares, you know, yourself. So I wouldn't worry. But he thinks you do better with just Bitcoin. Anyways, Les Brown, prices from 150 to 180.
Is that what he thinks Bitcoin's going to go to? 150 to 180?
I guess I think that's what I'm assuming. That's what he's predicting.
Yeah, that was the range of 150 to 180 before there was ever an announcement of a possible strategic Bitcoin reserve.
Yeah.
But now, everybody's upping it, upwards of 200 north.
If there's a reserve now, and there
Yes.
might not be, you still got a 30% chance there won't be. That's quite a lot.
Yeah.
It's non-zero. 30% is 3 out of 10 times they won't announce anything. So, and then I would see the 150 to 180.
Yeah.
If they do announce it, 70% chance they will. Throw those out the window. You'll be
double that.
Well, 250 to 500 would be your end guess, and my guess. Robert Pierpont, MicroStrategy is more volatile than Bitcoin because people love to short it hard at times. Yes, they do, which creates more volatility than BTC alone causes. So what they do, believe it or not, they buy the Bitcoin and short MicroStrategy. And so it's like a hedge play, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, it is shorted. MicroStrategy is shorted a lot.
Yes.
And a sailor says, just keep shorting it, boys. I ain't ever selling.
Yeah.
So Frank T. Cooper's right. MSTY is the conservative way to place Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is in a bull run, BTC, ETF, MicroStrategy will all outperform MSTY.
And that's my thoughts.
Yeah, and I tend to agree with that. Now, not everybody's in the situation where they can afford strictly to hold Bitcoin or MicroStrategy. So MSTY, especially guys with, if they've got a, not a big portfolio. Maybe if you had 100 grand, yeah, you could put it on Bitcoin and hope it goes, or you could put it into MSTY and definitely guarantee yourself a damn good income while you're living here. So that's a situation I'm thinking, guys with 40 to 100 grand maybe want to look at MSTY because they're going to get a guaranteed check every month. It might be volatile, but at least you're going to get one. I can see that, till the cows come home, that you'll get that. But if you got a big portfolio, bigger, then yeah, you probably do want to have a lot into Bitcoin because you can weather the storm.
Yeah. And I did buy it at a very low price when I bought into Bitcoin at the start of the ETFs. So do I see crypto winter Bitcoin going back down to that low price that I bought in? No chance.
I don't think so.
No way. I cannot see Bitcoin going below 50,000 ever again. So, which is when I bought in, it was well below 50,000. So I've doubled my money, and I'm happy that I've doubled it. And I think there's a lot more room that if this strategic Bitcoin reserve happens, that I could 5x it from here, 4x it from here, easy. And that's where my mindset is. I'm going to wait to see what happens this week with the new administration and the crypto reserve bill that's going to be going through the Senate and the House from Cynthia Loomis. And I'll reevaluate and then look at things. That's where my head is at.
Good.
Right now. Hold on for dear life, as they say. Hodl.
DJ on the bounce, the brokers, Fidelity in my case, do the drip. Oh, well, okay, good. But manual reinvestment lets you choose when you think it is lowest. He's got a point there. No commissions at most brokers anymore. Yeah, so the thing with the drip is it automatically, the day of distribution, goes into the stock. You don't get to pick the price. And what DJ's mentioning, hey, if you forget the drip, you get the dividend. You get to pick if you do want to decide to reinvest what price. You can put you don't need a market order. You can just put a limit price. If you see the stock drop $1, maybe you jump on it. So that's maybe a way to do it too. Robert Pierpont at DJ on the bounce. Without a doubt, I believe as a long hold, Bitcoin and MicroStrategy will make more money, but for cash right now, MSTY just wins. That's right.
Yeah.
You can't take it with you after all, right? I'm taking traveler's checks. So we'll see about that. But no, he's right. You can't take it with you. And that's, I looked at Misty for that reason. I do think overall, Bitcoin long term is the way to be in. MicroStrategy, in my case, even more. But I thought, what? It's nice having that monthly check. I was doing options. I had all my options, by the way, expire on Friday. So, we're sitting there ready to see this volatility and what happens this week. I'm not expecting big things Monday or Tuesday, but by the end of the week, it could be interesting. So we'll see what we're writing. But rather having to live off this options, you can live off, in my case, the Misty. And then I don't have to worry about hedging all the stocks. So there's different strokes, different ways to do it.
But I think Misty is an excellent way of earning money while you got the volatility.
A healthy return.
A very healthy return.
Yeah.
And we know somebody that's a subscriber of ours. I'm not going to put his name out. But what did you say? He got a dividend payment of, what was it, like 20 or 30,000?
I think the highest he had was 40,000. Now he has 3 of them. I think he's got Coiny, in NVDY, NVIDIA. Coiny is based on Coinbase, and MicroStrategy and Misty. Misty's his biggest play and best returning, but he's had months with 40,000 dividends.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's when I say, hey, I know a fellow that's got all their money back in 9 months. It's him.
Yeah.
So he's basically working with house money, and in the meantime, he's got a good life.
Yeah.
So definitely look at it, guys. It's a good payer. Robert Pierpont at DJ on the Bounce. Well, even Robinhood will do the drip, but yeah, never let them. Do it yourself. Okay, there you go. If you're going to do Robinhood, by the way, guys, open it there, because I tried. You can't do it here.
In Thailand.
No, it's only US and Canada, I believe, and I think England as well. But if you open it there, you can still trade here. Duke, anyone playing with Tesla? Distribution is not as high as Misty, but still good at half the price. Yeah, I looked at Tesla, and I do think Tesla will keep going up. So Tesla, the share price should maintain or go up, but the volatility's like half of MicroStrategy, Misty. So that's why the payouts are half. So, it's you'd be diversified if you put some eggs in that basket. But.
Well, my predictions for Tesla this year, stock price goes to 600. That's my prediction.
I could easily see that.
Next year, 1,000.
True.
Because of the autonomy that's coming out, the robo-taxi, the robots.
Wild.
I see we're in for fantastic times ahead. I bought in when it was below 300. So, if it goes to 600, it doubles. I'm happy with that. If it goes to 1,000, I've tripled my money. I'm happy with that too.
Yeah.
I think by 2030, you're going to be seeing Tesla shares somewhere between $2,000 and $8,000 a share in the next 5 years.
I wouldn't disagree.
So I think it's going to outperform Misty, MicroStrategy, and Bitcoin.
Well, I don't know if I jumped the gun on that, but I think for the next year to two, Bitcoin will outperform Tesla. But long term, Tesla is going to do, like a 10x. I don't know about Bitcoin doing a 10x in the next 5 years, but Tesla I could see.
Yeah. So what I did with my bag is, I don't mind putting it out there, folks. I put roughly a third in each. I put a third in Tesla, I put a third in MicroStrategy, and then I put a third in Fidelity.
Well done.
So that's my bag. And then
Fidelity meaning IBIT, or FBTC, Bitcoin.
Yeah, and then the rest I put into CleanSpark.
Yeah, miner.
Which is one of the miners, which I'm expecting their price to go back up.
Yeah.
I'm expecting CleanSpark to be back over $20 a share in the near term.
Yep. One thing, guys, I'll just say, like, if you're not familiar with options, start doing a little bit of research. There's all kinds of videos. It's funny, our good buddy Jeff in the Philippines was here in Thailand, went to Philippines, married to a Filipina. I mentioned this to him a couple months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, and I think he got intrigued. Well, just this week, he messaged me, he says, Brooke, thanks a lot for getting me onto that options. And he did a lot of research, knew about covered calls and all this, and, buying and selling puts and that. He says, yeah, this is fascinating. And so he's now getting into it pretty good. And he's been trading quite a while. It's just, day trader, call it what you want. I think he's, so the point is, guys, options are a way to go for some people, and do your research, learn about them. If you're a stockholder and you want a very conservative way to earn income, selling calls against your stock is more conservative, less risky than simply owning the stock. So interesting that. Robert Pierpoint at Duke, but what is the net asset value on the shares since it came out? How much are the shares down now?
So what's the now premium?
Well, I think MSTY was issued originally at $21 thereabouts, peaked at 42, I believe, and is currently trading at just under 30.
So somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle. And now YieldMax is the umbrella company that does all these monthly distribution shares, right? And they do it on Apple, Amazon. They got a whole list on their website of the companies that they do this for. But some of the shares are less than when they were issued. So that's not a real good payback, is it?
No.
You get a monthly distribution, but your shares dropped in half from where it originally was. So that's not really good. But that isn't the case with MSTY. MSTY's share price has gone up as they paid a monthly distribution. And I think if you figure it out in the 9 months since they've been issuing that, you've more than recouped your original price that you paid. So you're basically got free shares and a monthly check to continue. So it's something worthwhile looking into, guys. Hey, Coop, I'm with you. BTC and Tesla for the long-term win. Correct. In 5 years, you'll be a happy camper. We all will be, M.
Yeah.
I'm basically mirroring what Coop's doing. So my Tesla bag is quite small. I've only got 50 shares, but that's my plan this year to build that bag. And hey, guys, I don't care if it's 400, 450, 500 a share. I'll slowly be adding to it because long term, I totally agree with Coop. I think it's going to the thousands.
I do.
It's a technology company, not a car company. DJ on the bounce at Duke. I have some Tesla, but its performance is mediocre at best.
Okay.
I think you're referring there, DJ, to the share price. They did one reverse split already. Oh, Tesla. Sorry, he's talking about Tesla, not MSTY.
Yes.
One reverse split already, and distribution this week will probably be around 88 cents. So he's, again, guys, the volatility, which is how these yield maxes play the game, is like half on Tesla what MicroStrategy. So when you're looking at these stocks or shares, because they're strictly trading on volatility, the higher the volatility, the higher your payout's going to be, and maybe less risk of the stock price dropping. So with Tesla, it has dropped. So but again, your research would show that.
But then again, there's not a lot of volatility in Tesla shares.
No, there isn't. No.
So that's why. Yeah.
If you were going to invest in that, I would buy the Tesla stock and then, forget that Tesla. Duke, good to know. So balls to the wall on MSTY then. Yeah, a lot of people do it. The buddy that's doubled his money, when he reinvests now, he's strictly reinvesting in, and he does some every month because he gets a pretty big premium. He's only buying MSTY. He's not buying the others because they just haven't performed as well, and they think he sees the future that it's going to keep going up. Les Brown, MSTY, halfway between high and low. Great time to buy. You get some MicroStrategy upside also. True. I think as MicroStrategy goes up, you'll see MSTY fall, at least the volatility, and the payouts will continue handsomely, guys. Robert Pierpont at Duke. If you want a similar to MSTY, it's Coney. Yeah, Coney's been decent. It's on Coinbase, so it's volatile. It is because crypto and Bitcoin is volatile. Yeah, Coney is probably the next best to MSTY. To me, though, you're kind of duplicating your investment,
Right.
because they're both kind of, you'll watch Coinbase, it rises or falls with the price of Bitcoin. Well, that's basically what MicroStrategy does. So do you need both, guys? I'd go with the fastest horse in the race, which I think is MSTY. So that's just my advice. Do your own research, though, guys. Duke at Robert Pierpont, thanks, friend. We'll check it out. Okay, there you go. So some good news. Robert Pierpont. No, not on MSTY, guys. Net asset value on Tesla. Yeah. I misread. Les Brown, MSTY makes you feel better when you have to sit down with sideways action. Yeah, you know you're getting paid to wait.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do like that. And that's why I would like it in the bear market. Because, you know, me, I don't want 2,000 shares in MSTY. I want closer to 10,000.
Well, you greedy gobbler, you.
And right now I can't afford the 10,000 shares. But I think when MicroStrategy and Bitcoin, you know, goes where we hope it's going, then, you know, I could sell my profits and buy the 10,000 shares that I want and just sit on them. And then what I would like to do is, like you were just suggesting, instead of collecting the dividend payment, I'd rather just buy more shares.
So you would collect the dividend payment, pick a price you want to put that into. Yeah. So that's, you know,
Exactly.
Well, that's the way to do it. Build your portfolio.
Yeah.
Now, getting back to our heading, don't get caught. Here's a tip. So last week, and I mentioned it prior, I was thinking, okay, good. I'm putting this MSTY in my tax-free account, which I did. And my dividends are going to come in there and I can pull that dividend out tax-free, which I can. What I failed to realize is that there was a withholding tax, guys. So here's the don't get caught. That could be as high as 30%. So you need to check with, you know, your platform and, you know, and then, hey, are you a U.S. citizen or not? I think if you're a U.S. citizen, you don't get the withholding tax, you know, because they're getting 100% of their dividends. But being a Canadian, it turned out in this tax-free account, I was subject to withholding tax. There is ways around that, but you need to talk to your accountant if you're from Europe or, you know, Australia, and you're looking at MSTY. Find out from your accountant what the withholding taxes, if any, are. You're probably going to, and any of those European countries and Australia as well, you'll have now you got tax treaties. So that's why it won't be horrendous. It shouldn't be, but find out, guys. So it gives you a better way to prepare for, you know, going forward. Now, lastly, here's a tip, don't get caught. If you're a U.S. citizen, this is considered 100% income. It's not capital gains. It's not even dividends to some extent. It's distributions. So you want to check with your accountant. You don't need to get a horrendous tax bill. I mean, face it, you know, our good buddy who doubled his money in 9 months, he's American. So he got 100% of those MSTYs with no tax deducted. So he's going to have, I think, a hell of a tax bill, you know, next when he files this April, because he's got all that income, you know, and it's tremendous. So be prepared on that. Don't get caught.
I'll speak to my financial advisor before I get into it and find out with IBK.
Let's ring him right now and see. Hello. Yeah. Les Brown. No, the price I sell the puts at. Okay.
Yeah.
He's selling puts. Yep. Mark Schaefer. Hey guys, I traded options about 20 years ago and did well, but I've been on the sidelines since. All this trading talk is getting my trading juices going again. I may have to dip my toe back in. Slow and steady. Yeah, dip your toe back in. And I started with options, believe it or not. I thought, okay, I'm going to sell puts. And because you collect premium when you sell the put. And that just basically says, hey, if the stock share price is $100, I'll buy it, you know, at $100. And you got to have the money in the account to buy 100 shares at $100, so 10,000. And maybe the stock was at 150. Well, I'm hoping it doesn't hit 100. I get to keep all that money. You know what I mean? And so that's how it all started. But and then you get into covered calls, which is interesting. But yeah, It's a good game. It's an interesting game.
Hmm.
And if you're new to it, there's lots of YouTube videos on, check it out, how to, go small, go easy, sell some calls against your stock. You can get all the ideas from YouTube and get familiar with it first.
And the final comment goes out to
Duke, buying some Bitcoin under 100K. That's a smart move. Leverage longs are being hunted. Yeah, they
because
are.
Bitcoin's dropped
It's
down now.
99.5. Yeah.
99.6 actually. Yeah. So it's dropped right down. And I think by this time tomorrow morning, it's going to be either a lot further down or a lot further up.
Yeah.
All depends on what happens at the signing, of the 100 executive plus orders the new administration is going to do. And is he going to sign it? Isn't he going to sign it? That's the big one that everybody's waiting for.
Yeah, keeping our fingers crossed. We'll see. And Les Brown says MSTY will pay same dividend in February. There's a good chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Around 2.25.
2.25.
Yeah, maybe
That's
250.
That's good.
Yep.
On a monthly return. That is damn good. Yeah. So that's it from today's live stream. Thank you for coming on and joining us. We have to get ready to go meet our subscribers, have some good Route 66.
Yep.
Good old American breakfast, shit on a shingle I'll be having today, as we call it, SOS. And until next time, which is Wednesday, our next live stream, and then Saturday, I'm hoping to have Mr. Singh back on.
Nice.
Preliminary said, well, he's got to see what happens on Tuesday. He might have to go to Bangkok. But if he's not going to Bangkok, he'll come on Saturday's live stream to answer your immigration questions here in Thailand, because there's been a lot of changes. So he will give a full update on those changes and what it means for you coming to Thailand in the future or staying here in Thailand. All that sort of stuff we're going to be having on a special live stream with Mr. Singh. So until then, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. God bless you all. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.